Are you aware of the relationship of the human body with the quintuplicate elements of existence? Many ancient cultures around the world classify the composition of all that you see into quintuplicate elements. Quintuplicate is defined as multiplied by 5 or 5-fold, and these 5 elements are earth, water, fire, air, and ether. Knowledge of these 5 elements help us to understand ourselves and how we relate to nature. Welcome to Back to the Basics, where you learn facts, hope you embrace it. Watch, like, share, bring in awareness. Watch, like, share, bring in awareness. I'm fearless. Welcome to Back to the Basics, where you learn facts, hope you embrace it. Watch, like, share, bring in awareness. Watch, like, share, bring in. Everything in existence is a play of the 5 elements, for each element represents a state of matter in nature. Solid matter is classified as the earth element. The water element is classified as everything that is liquid. The air element is classified as everything that is a gas. The fire element is classified as that part of nature that transforms one state of matter into another. The ether element is the source of all the other elements and is the basis of higher spiritual experiences. All of creation is made up of the 5 elements in different proportions. The elements in their subtle, pure form combines in a definite proportion to form gross elements into which the existence of the earth depends upon. Each element alone is not pure, for although each element produces a special effect according to its influence, each also contains qualities of the other and has a particular function in nature, and the human body is no exception, for it too is a product of these 5 elements in different proportions. For example, 60 to 70% of the human body mass is predominantly water, which forms the basis of your blood, saliva, urine, semen, digestive juices, and perspiration. From the element water comes a highly sophisticated biological entity called the body, which is in sync with the planet that is also predominantly water. And from water is where all life evolved. To keep the water element balanced in your daily life, it is wise to consume food with water content that is over 70%. Fruits and vegetables are the best food source for optimal health. Western society, however, ignores this reality and encourages its people to eat much dry foods, and they pay a huge price for this daily. 25% of the body mass is earth. Earth forms solid structures in the body such as teeth, nails, bones, muscles, skin, tissue, and hair. It gives structure and strength to the body. To keep the earth element balanced in the body, you must exercise, get enough sleep, take multivitamins, keep healthy hygienes, and stay sober. 61% of the body mass is air. Air is responsible for all movement, including expansion, contraction, vibration, and suppression. To keep the air element balanced, the body must be dependent upon proper breathing habits. 60% of the energy produced in the body is a form of heat or fire. The fire element forms hunger, thirst, sleep, the vision in the eyes, and complexion of the skin. Ether, which relates to space, is the most subtle of all elements and is present in the entire body. Usually, the percentage of the first 4 elements remain constant, but the percentage of ether cannot be detected, being it's on a higher vibration level, yet without it, the other elements will cease to exist. Any form of imbalance of the 5 elements of nature is the cause of most dis-ease. The imbalance in each element shows itself in different ways. The imbalance of water is visible as excess mucus, cold, inflammation of the sinuses, swelling of glands, edema of tissue, blood thinning, or blood clotting. The imbalance of the earth element shows itself as general weakness in the body, loss of calcium from bones, obesity, cholesterol, weight loss and weight gain, muscular disease, etc. The imbalance of fire manifests itself as fevers, skin disease like inflammation, increased coldness or heat in the body, excessive sweating, hyperacidity, slow digestion and absorption of nutrients, toxins in the body, diabetes, etc. The imbalance of air leads to skin dryness, blood pressure problems, lung disorder, dry cough, bloating, constipation, insomnia, muscular spasm, depression, etc. The imbalance of ether is visible in the imbalance of the first 4 elements because ether is a necessary ingredient present in all things where things exist. You must understand that when the body becomes ill, what has happened is the physical and the spiritual form has somewhat become disconnected and cut off from the source of the etheric life force. And the highest, most potent form of ether is 9, or 9 to the 9th power of 9, which relates to the highest of all existence, whether agreeable or disagreeable. So how can you help to keep these elements balanced and pure in the body? Well, SMI, the ancient Tamarine Egyptian way of union breathing, can help you purify these elements, restore balance, and maintain good health. SMI also offers techniques to master all these elements. The second, or vital life force, in the body is also directly connected to these 5 elements. The law of nature demands these elements to be in balance for optimal health. Let me share something that's hardly ever taught about the 5 elements. You see, each of the quintuplicate element has 5 properties. These properties are based upon the interaction of the subtle element within the gross element, and there are a total of 25 in number. To better understand this, let us examine the properties associated with quintuplicate ether and its functional association within the body. Like all the other elements, ether has 5 properties, which are grief, desire, anger, delusion, and fear, which are all generated in the ether, which belongs to the space of the heart. Grief is the chief part of ether, and so is happiness, for that which grieves the body feels like empty space. Desire is fleeting like the wind, therefore it belongs to that part of air found in ether. When anger arises, the body becomes hot, so anger belongs to that part of fire found in quintuplicate ether. Delusion is as pervasive as water and belongs to that portion of water found in ether. Finally, when we are frozen with fear, the body becomes inanimate and statue-like, for fear belongs to the earth principle in quintuplicate ether. All of this ties into your emotions, which is really an attribute of the spiritual body, although it is treated as if it belongs to the physical body. And since emotions belong to the ether portion of the quintuplicate elements, they cannot be the self, which breeds selfishness or I-ness, which relates to the ego. One should learn how to negate them, for identification with them as the self is not possible, even though most do the impossible and identify with this illusion daily. So, to remain balanced in your emotions, you must come to the realization that you are not these emotions, and you are not the body. You are not these actions that arise. You are the observer, witnessing and controlling from above. You must learn not to identify with these quintuplicate elements that make up the 5 properties of quintuplicate ether, for the body is a fictitious play of illusions and ignorance. Attachment to it is bondage. So by negating the idea of possessiveness and attachment to its illusory qualities, one can achieve true freedom. Let me drop a gem on you. Ignorance is responsible for all misunderstanding and dissension. Only by long, hard discipline and practice can a true spiritual aspirant transcend the elements. If you do not gain mastery over the elements in the physical, you will be enslaved to them, because everybody has some kind of interaction with the elements, otherwise you won't be able to live a normal life. How well organized and arranged you are with the elements will decide how naturally strong the body is, because the body, the world, and the universe are all a play of the 5 elements. I'm KHAFRE, and this is Back to the Basic. Facts we stated. You wanna know something? Go back to basics. Most saw a trap and was called the Matrix. The world frivolized, yet it's hard to face it. So I spread truth, hope you